easy way to explain it.
Okay, cool. Could you talk a little bit about just like the capabilities of jet? I know there's some cameras on it. Like, what exactly are those used for?
Yeah, the dash cameras, they're all over the jet. A lot of people think like, oh, the dash cameras, you can look through your legs and see the ground. Well, that's true with the helmet, but the dash cameras are essentially made so that it's a missile warning system. So if someone shoots me air to air, air to ground, the jet will actually pick up on that and cue my helmet, and I can look around and see where that missile is coming from, so that I can defend or threat react appropriately. We use it for a couple other things, like if we're flying at night and completely pitch black, i.e. no moon illumination, I can call up the DAS cameras and it can help me see the horizon as well as any sort of clouds and stuff like that. So it's pretty neat idea on the jet.
Okay. So it looks like Major Wolf's already stepped to the jet. Can you kind of talk about what she's getting ready to do, what she's doing inside the jet, you know, getting ready to basically taxi out and then take off?
Yeah, so when she gets in, you'll probably see all the control surfaces moving around, digging in, releasing everything. That's called a VS bit, a Vehicle Systems Built-in Test. So she's just going to command that simply with a push of a button. And the jet is going to go through a big built-in test. And if it passes, it's not going to say anything. If it fails, obviously it'll just give you kind of a deedle caution. And it's essentially, as long as that passes, that jet is okay to fly. It's the jet telling itself, or you, the pilot, that, hey, I'm okay to take this thing airborne. She's getting the GPS timed in so that she has a valid INS GPS solution so that the jet knows where it is. And then she's also putting in all of her system and things like that, so that she can just go ahead and take off and put on a show for us.
Cool. So that's been Captain Keith Shady Williams. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, man.
We'll probably talk to you a little bit later as she's going through the flight and everything.
Totally. Thanks, dude.
And yeah, like I said earlier, I'm going to try my best to keep maintaining these questions. So if you guys have anything good, shoot it out, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Let's see what we got. Does anyone know what base this is at? We're at Hill Air Force Base in northern Utah. That's where the F-35 team is based out of. We've been here for about 2 years now. What else we got? Yeah, Hill Air Force Base in Utah. So being in northern Utah, we're part of the 388th Fighter Wing, and we have a little video put together that we're going to show you guys just what the wing's here for and what we do. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. With me, I have Colonel Brad Bayshore, the commander of the 388th Operations Group here at Hill Air Force Base. Sir, how you doing today?
Wonderful. Yourself?
Absolutely good. Thank you for coming out here and helping us out. We're excited to watch this demo and showcase it to the people that are watching.
Absolutely.
If you don't mind, tell me a little bit about the mission of the the 388th Fighter Wing.
Yeah, sure. Well, thanks for asking. So thanks for having us here. Thanks for being a part of this. So the mission of the 388th Fighter Wing is to rapidly employ combat power. Us here in the 388th and 419th Fighter Wing, that's obviously the F-35. But it's also important to note that we can't do that without our mission partners. So the 75th Air Base Wing, the 388th and 419th Fighter Wing, and then of course our local partners here. So that's what we're charged to do for our combatant commanders.
Cool. What's the mission and the importance of the F-35A?
I'm sorry, can you say again?
What's the mission and the importance of the F-35?
Yeah, so as far as the mission goes, our combatant commanders have requirements to execute our operational plans downrange. And so when we employ combat power downrange, the F-35 is one tool in the arsenal that our combatant commanders use to further the interests of the United States, our allies, and our partners.
So you've been with the program since 2014, is that correct?
Absolutely.
How have you seen the program change and grow since then until now?
Yeah, so amazing growth. So a couple different buckets that I'll speak to. The first one being just the envelope. So when we first started flying the aircraft, we were only allowed to do 4Gs. We could only go to 40,000 feet. We had a lot of restrictions. As time has developed here, we worked on things. Now we can go to 50,000 feet, 1.6 Machs. We can pull 9Gs. So that's the envelope piece of it. The next portion of it is just the software and hardware. So lots of modifications to the aircraft that allow us to, both on the operator side and the maintainer side, take better care of the aircraft, make sure it's available for combat, and then of course along with that comes new suites of weapons, capabilities, and everything to go on with that. And then another important portion of that I'd say is the cost. So when they first came out, they were in the neighborhood of about $100 million a copy, and we've driven that down to now $80 million. So as we produce more, we've become more effective and efficient about making them, and then how we use them as well. And the last piece I'll say is reliability. So the aircraft is super reliable. You know, if you talk to any F-35 pilot on the line, this is the aircraft that we want to take to combat. It is the most survivable, most lethal asset that we have in the fighter inventory, and it's ready to do its job.
That's awesome. So yeah, once again, that was Colonel Brad Bayshore with the 388th Operations Group. Sir, thank you again for coming out here today. It's been great talking with you and getting to talk about the F-35 and the 388th Fighter Wing.
Yeah, so just one last comment before I go. So we talk about really, you know, how much work this is, the program and everything else. But behind that mask right now, that oxygen mask, Bayo has a big smile on her face. We love doing this job. You know, we work hard, but we play hard too. And so hopefully you get a chance to see her, and we'll showcase her around the world as well. So thanks again for having us.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Specialist. Sergeant Glasgow, how you doing today?
Doing well. Thanks for having me, Sergeant Tribble.
Absolutely. So what are the guys on the ground doing right now, getting ready to prepare her for flight?
So I have an obstruction of view right now, but basically what you're going to be seeing them do is within the demonstration launch, they're going to portray the discipline that the Air Force carries, as well as show the connection between ground crew and the pilot. So what they're going to do is they're going to use a mix of hand gestures and body language to tell Major Wolf what she can and can't do while she prepares to leave the spot to take flight.
Okay, cool. So how long have you been with the F-35 demonstration team?
I've been going on about 2 years now.
2 years? Okay, so how many shows have you gotten to go to and attend and perform at?
I've performed at about 8 or 9 around the U.S.
Okay, sweet. And of those, what's your favorite part of getting to travel to these different places?
Oh, absolutely. My favorite part would have to be communicating, talking with all the people that we meet. So coming from a small town in Texas, it wasn't a very diverse community. So getting out across the U.S. and meeting people really showed me how diverse the U.S. really actually is. And I find that very cool that it's not everything that I grew up seeing.
Yeah, that's awesome. I grew up in a small town too, so really getting to travel and interact with different people is awesome. Does it ever get old seeing Major Wolf perform at these shows?
Absolutely not. Every time I see that jet take off, it's like seeing it for the first time. There's a very large sense of pride that comes from it. People like me, so we do a lot of work to put forth. We put forth a lot of work to ensure that she gets off the ground and performs the demonstration safely and 100%. So once she's up and she's off the ground, it's exciting knowing that I caused that and that it's going to be an inspiration somewhere to somebody.
Absolutely. Do you have a favorite maneuver?
On it, I have a few favorite, but I think one of my most favorite would have to be either the pedal turn or the square loop. So there's a lot of demonstration teams out there, fighter jets, that do a lot of the same maneuvers as us, obviously in different ways, because those aircrafts are developed to do different things. But we do what's called a square loop, is where she comes in at just under Mach, and she peels straight up. She goes up, 3,000 to 4,000 feet. She cuts across the sky, and then she breaks down. And this is all performed on 90-degree turns. And that's very unique for us because we don't have thrust vectoring. We don't have the capabilities such as other aircraft to just turn on a dime with our engines. We do have the flight controls that allow it. Another large favorite of mine would have to be the pedal turn, because there again, it really shows the capabilities of the flight controls and the advancements in the F-35 of what it can do without thrust vectoring. So I find those very unique to us.
Awesome. What's it like being a maintenance airman on the most advanced jet fighter jet?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
What's it like working on the world's most advanced fighter jet?
So it's coming from a history of legacy aircraft. I worked on C-130 as a comm nav troop, and though a lot of the systems and the theories are the same, a lot of the integration is what makes this job a challenge, I'd say. Not difficult, but a challenge. And I really enjoyed coming from the comm nav career field to learning a few extra career fields that I didn't sign up for. But no, I really enjoy it because every day is a new challenge whenever something new happens. So it's a good time.
Awesome. So Sergeant Glasgow, thanks for joining us today. It's been great getting to talk with you and just kind of hear a little bit about the maintenance side of things.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Just saying thanks for joining us today. It's been great having you out here and getting your take on what it's like working with the F-35.
I appreciate you having me. I enjoyed my time here. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Yes, this is a seat right here. Sergeant Trimble is right here, and then we have a headset.
How are you doing today?
Doing really well.
Yeah? Thank you for being here. It's an honor to be speaking with you today.
Well, it's good to be with you. I was based here in the 50s for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Sir, how have you seen the Air Force and aviation change since the 50s to today?
Well, we're in better shape now than that. And we're keeping up with the electronics and guidance systems and targeting systems that are much advanced to what they were then. Yeah, it's a modern deal now. So it's we're keeping track of developments and technology across the board that affects warfare, and I'm pleased with the support that Congress has given us, the Air Force, to maintain that superiority. It's essential in today's dynamic international relations.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Have you gotten to see the F-35 fly before, or is this will this be your first time?
You know, no, I've flown in the C-135.
In the F-35?
F-35, oh no, I haven't done that. No, that's a Cadillac. But I admire it. What the job they've done with that airplane to perform the mission. This is really one of the advantages we have in America is the technology, this highly advanced technical environment we're faced, and I'm really pleased with that. It's essential in today's world. And Hill Field is a key player in keeping these airplanes going, keeping them updated and ready to go. So you're key place in history.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'm proud to be here. I was a representative here at Hill Air Force Base for engineering and technology out of Wright Field for 3 years, and making sure that as you fly the airplanes in operational conditions like you all do here, you find out where the technical problems are, and then we had to figure out a fix for them, and then we get the fix out of Wright-Patterson and install them here. So I've got an old history at Hill Air Force Base. Yeah. Besides having a house not far from here, where I grew up. Well, that's pretty good.
All right, well, sir, thanks for joining us today. It's been awesome getting to talk to you and just hear kind of what your experiences have been and seeing air power change throughout the year.
Yeah.
So thank you again.
Well, I've been, when I was stationed here, I was working on the unsatisfactory reports that were developed as the airplanes were utilized, and then getting the fix, engineering fix for them, working with Wright Air Development Center. So I really had some good times here at Hill. Before I got in the Air Force, I was hunting deer in these mountains. Yeah, when the season was on, of course. Yeah, you sure got a neat outfit.
Yes, sir. All right.
Got a redhead on that one camera. I got 3 red-headed kids, and this is one of them over here. So it's good friendly crew out there. An honor to be back to Hill Air Force Base. I stationed here 4 years, and I enjoyed it very much.
All right, so once again, that was Colonel Gail Halverson. Sir, thank you for being here. And it looks like Major Wolf is getting ready to take off at the end of the runway.
That is it, sir. Thank you very much. You too.
General Mark Kelly, and all the men and women of Air Combat Command, welcome you once again to the 2nd annual live stream. I am the F-35 Demonstration Team Chief, Technical Sergeant Tim Erickson from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today I'm joined by our Team Superintendent, Master Sergeant Lance Murphy from Arlington, Texas, as well as our Team Safety Observer and Combat Ready F-35 pilot, Captain Ken Bone Skelton. Captain Skelton is a combat veteran fighter pilot with more than 600 hours in fighter aircraft and hails from Scranton, Pennsylvania. As a member of the 388th Fighter Wing, commanded by Colonel Stephen Beamer, located at Hill Air Force Base in scenic northern Utah, it is my distinct pleasure to describe for you today a capability demonstration by the world's most technologically advanced, 5th generation fighter, your F-35A Lightning II. The team commander and pilot for today's flight is Major Kristen Bayo Wolf. Growing up in a military family, Major Wolf hails from all across America. She's a veteran fighter combat pilot with more than 1,000 hours in fighter jet aircraft. The F-35 you're about to see is a supersonic, 9G capable, multi-role aircraft that combines cutting-edge stealth with the most advanced avionics system of any fighter aircraft in history. These capabilities allow the F-35 pilots to penetrate the most hostile areas of the world with a superior tactical advantage. The F-35 gives the United States Air Force the power to dominate the skies, anytime, anywhere. Designed to provide the pilot unsurpassed situational awareness, positive target identification, and precision strike capabilities, the F-35 is the future of Air Force aviation. While you won't see everything that makes the F-35A Lightning II the most technologically advanced stealth fighter aircraft in the world, you will witness its raw power. As today's flight begins from your left, Major Wolf will execute a maximum power takeoff, using all 43,000 pounds of thrust being produced by the Pratt & Whitney F-135 engine, the most powerful fighter engine ever built, virtually lifting the Lightning II off the runway in an amazing 1,500 feet. Then watch as the F-35 powers straight in the vertical and executes a half-Cuban 8 at a stunning 50 degrees angle of attack, a first-of-its-kind maneuver unique to the F-35 demo team.
Release. Go time.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to stand up and get your cameras ready. I present to you the newest, most technologically advanced, fifth-generation fighter aircraft in the world, your United States Air Force F-35A Lightning II. Pounds. The F-35A is the most lethal multi-role fighter jet in the world. If you've ever wanted those bombs and missiles high, here is your answer. F-35A possesses the capabilities to reach speeds 1.6 times the speed of sound, which equates to nearly 1,200 miles per hour. Today we'll showcase just a fraction of this engine's capability. Watch now as Major Wolf accelerates to just below the speed of sound, covering an incredible 3 football fields per second. If that wasn't impressive enough, she'll pull back on the stick and catapult the Lightning II from 300 feet to over 3 miles. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for Freedom's Thunder on the High Speed Pass. Ladies and gentlemen, coming in from the left, Major Wolf and the Lightning II performing the combat radius turn. Major Wolf has begun to reposition in preparation for the dedication pass. Major Wolf and the rest of the F-35 demonstration team from the 388 Fighter Wing wish to dedicate this pass to the men and women of all branches of the armed forces and their families who are so bravely fighting today's joint fight. We'd also like to remember our wounded warriors and veterans in attendance, and those that have given their lives defending this great nation. This will be your best photo opportunities, so get your cameras ready to capture this salute. Now, from over your left shoulder, the F-35 demonstration team proudly presents the Dedication Pass. Major Wolf will now demonstrate the Lightning II's crisp agility and handling. Notice as she makes her approach, she's in the inverted position. As she reaches show center, she will complete a 360-degree roll and finish the pass inverted. Coming in from the right, Major Wolf performing the inverted pass. The F-35 possesses the incredible ability to point its nose at will in a dogfight. Watch closely as the jet climbs the more than a mile into the vertical and completes the lightning loop. And then while under complete control and without thrust vectoring, Major Wolf will execute a full 360-degree flat turn. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lightning II pedal turn. Fighter can perform a loop, but few can execute one quite like the F-35. The square loop begins as Major Wolf passes show center and executes a 7G pull to the vertical and climbs to 3,000 feet. She then will execute a 90-degree turn and sustain inverted flight back across show center, where she'll point the nose of the aircraft straight at the ground. Finally, Major Wolf will pull back on the stick and return their aircraft to level flight to complete the square. Coming in from your right, the F-35 performing the unique square loop. The ability to maintain slow speed flight is crucial in combat. The potent combination of sophisticated flight controls, coupled with the most powerful fighter engine ever built, make it possible to reduce the F-35 speed to less than 100 knots. Coming in from your left, Major Wolf will demonstrate the F-35's slow speed capability. And then just as she approaches show center, you'll once again feel the raw power of the engine as she lights the afterburner and accelerates the aircraft into a near vertical climb.
Close your eyes. You know I feel it too. Feel the
That's good. That's good.
it's all so true. It's all I get lost, I go blind. All the feelings racing in my heart. I could die this day. I don't mind, darling, please.
Don't look away yet. As Major Wolf reaches the peak of her climb, she'll go inverted and reposition the aircraft by performing a split S. As she returns to show center, she'll accelerate the aircraft rapidly and snap the F-35 through a series of aileron rolls to demonstrate the Lightning II's impressive roll maneuverability. Dropping in from the right, Major Wolf executed opposing rolls. As the most technologically advanced fighter aircraft in the world, the F-35's flight controls give our pilots a distinct advantage to outmaneuver their opponents. As the Major Wolf approaches show center, she'll complete more than 135 degrees of heading change in 3 seconds, slide the tail of the F-35 through the turn, and then powerfully climb out of the maneuver. Closing in from the left, ladies and gentlemen, the tactical pitch. We hope you enjoyed today's brief display of only a fraction of the F-35's full combat capability. As Major Wolf prepares to land, we'd like to give a shout out to our expert maintenance team that made today's demonstration possible. Our F-35 dedicated crew chiefs are Staff Sergeant Roberto Tejada Nahara from Los Angeles, California, Staff Sergeant Patrick Burton from Seymour, Connecticut, Senior Airman Matthew Spear from Gulfport, Mississippi, and Senior Airman Malik McKenzie from Miami, Florida. Our avionics specialists are Staff Sergeant Hunter Glasgow from Gatesville, Texas, Staff Sergeant Matthew Cyrus from Pomona, California, and Senior Airman Paxton McCamish from Boise, Idaho. Our weapons specialist is Staff Sergeant Joshua Peterson from Navarre, Florida. Our aircrew flight equipment specialist is Senior Airman Tyrell Keys from Washington, D.C. Our team public affairs advisors are Captain Kip Sumner from Charleston, South Carolina, Staff Sergeant Cody Trimble from Springfield, Oregon, and Staff Sergeant Thomas Barley from Menifee, California.
All right, man, that never gets old to watch. Thanks, Sergeant Erickson, for narrating that. So, Shady, you mentioned you have FOMO whenever you see a jet flying. You have FOMO right now?
Yeah, man, always. I'm on the ground while someone else is flying, dude. I gotta get in the air.
What's it like, you know, every time you fly into the land, you're just, is it kind of a letdown when you land? You just want to stay up there, or like, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of the missions that we do are pretty taxing on the body as well. So after you fight for an hour plus in dogfighting, you're kind of ready to land, man. Your neck is all bent out of shape, your back is bent, so it's about time to land after an hour and a half of a full BFM sortie. I can tell you that for sure.
So I imagine you have to stay in pretty good shape as a fighter pilot. Do you have like a specific a standard you have to maintain, or is it basically up to each individual person to just make sure that they're ready to fight?
I mean, we take the standard like once a year PT test that the rest of the Air Force does, but other than that, it's on a personal level. So whatever you need to do to work out to maintain a physically fit profile in order to maintain a high G environment, then it's up to you.
Okay, cool. So Major Wolf's taxiing right back to her parking spot. What kind of checks is she going to be going through after that to make sure the jet's good? Anything like that?
So she's going to do essentially reverse order of what she did on the way out of here, meaning she's going to do that vehicle systems built-in test that we talked about on her way out. So the jet's going to do another one of those. You're going to see all the flight controls moving back and forth. And then that's pretty much it, man. She's going to open up the weapon bay doors. They're going to chock her with the main wheels, and then she's going to shut down. So getting back, as long as nothing is wrong with the jet specifically, it's a fairly short process to shut the jet down.
Okay, cool. All right, let's see. We got any good questions in here we can move over to? So it seems like we got a lot of viewers in different countries, so thank you for tuning in. Coming up, we're going to have a quick planeside interview with Major Wolf. Just talk to her about the flight, see what she thought, that kind of thing. If there's anything you guys want to ask, maybe you can drop it in the messages and we can see if we can ask it to her. So feel free to drop those in there. They do a BIT test after landing?
Yeah, we do. So just because you don't get an ICAL or a warning or caution in flight doesn't mean that there's something that maintenance shouldn't be notified about after landing. So we still do the built-in test after landing, and the jet will kick back any sort of maintenance corrective codes and letting me know as the pilot that, hey, I might need to call in a red ball for that or anything. It doesn't necessarily mean that the jet is broken. It'll just kind of be informative in nature, letting us know that something needs fixed.
Do you know how many G's she pulls on takeoff?
On takeoff, she's probably pulling anywhere from 4 to 6 G's. Not a whole lot. The jet's pretty heavy at that point in time. I mean, we can take off, upwards of 17+ thousand pounds of gas. But the jet's fairly heavy, so she's probably not pulling a whole lot. Or anywhere between 4 and 6 is what I would say.
Okay. And what about during the demonstration? How many G's does she pull in?
During the demonstration, she could pull up to 9 G's if she really wanted to, but I'm not totally positive on the amount, but I do know that she's kind of limited for an air show specifically. I want to say it's 7, but don't quote me on that, but she totally has the availability to pull 9 if she wanted to.
We got one in here that's asking, what's it like to just look out the cockpit when you're flying?
Look out the cockpit?
Yeah, I'm sure there's some pretty good views up there.
Oh yeah, man. Especially around here in the mountains, seeing all the snow on the mountains. When you get higher, Sometimes when you're flying in the high 40s on certain types of missions, you can start to see the curvature of the Earth, which is pretty cool. So I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff. St. Elmo's fire. There's a lot of cool weather things and phenomena that happen while we're flying.
Do you have any specific flights you've been on that just like stick out to you from a view standpoint?
Yeah, actually, I was flying over southern Syria one day, and I was getting St. Elmo's fire. Essentially, it looked like there were lightning bolts going all the way over my canopy, which is pretty weird, but cool to experience. Never had that happen before. And then I tell you what, there's not a single day that I don't fly out here in Utah and just absolutely get a smile on my face every time I take off and see the beautiful snow on the mountains and everything, and out to the range and whatnot. So.
I know my favorite part of the year in Utah is probably like late fall when we might get that first snow, or early winter, and you see the dusting on the mountains and everything.
Yeah.
I love that so
it's
much.
It's not bad,
so
yeah.
I can only imagine seeing it from the cockpit looks even better.
It doesn't get old, I can tell you that.
Sorry? No. All right, so Major Wolf has just got out of the F-35 after the demonstration. Pretty soon we're going to go planeside with her and just ask her a couple questions about the flight and how it went. All right, here's a question. Is there any equipment you wear to keep the blood flowing during long flights?
During long flights? Not really during long flights. I mean, I've flown sorties upwards of 10 plus hours in this jet, which is unfortunate because you can't really get up and go anywhere. So you just got to like keep squeezing the legs, kind of shake them around a little bit to just kind of do what you can. Lean forward and back and kind of twist the neck as much as you can. I mean, it's like I said, you're literally, imagine sitting in a chair for 10 plus hours, not being able to go anywhere. So you kind of do what you can, but not much.
You guys wear G-suits, right?
Uh-huh.
What exactly is a G-suit?
So a G-suit is essentially a piece of equipment that we wear. You see Bayo's wearing it, or she's taking it off. What's it look like around her legs and her abdomen. And when you pull G's, the rate at which the G onset happens is the rate at which the pants kind of inflate, and they just fill up with air. And it's really tight around the legs and abdomen. And what that is meant to do is essentially keep the blood flow towards the top of the torso and into the head as itself. It really helps prevent you from graying or blacking out during flight, which would lead to you passing out. So you also squeeze your butt and your abs and your thighs yourself, but the G-suit really drastically kind of aids in doing that.
Okay, awesome. All right, Captain Williams, once again, thank you for coming out here and talking with the viewers and everyone. It's been a great time talking with you, and we're looking forward to having you on some shows this year.
Yeah, man, appreciate it.
All right, next we're going to get a couple questions with Major Wolf. Major Wolf, can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
All right, how'd the flight go today?
It was awesome. Yeah, I was glad the weather cleared up. It was snowing this morning, and now we got blue sky, windy conditions for today's demo, so it was pretty cool.
Absolutely. What's it like flying the demo?
It's different every single time, which is pretty awesome just because of the, sea level versus density altitude, with the mountains in the background, snow, clouds, winds. It's a challenge every single time, and it's different, so that part I enjoy.
Sure. What's your favorite part about being the commander of the F-35 demonstration team?
It's awesome having a team of guys around me that supports me, that takes me to the show, gets the jets there safely. Getting to work with different AFSCs is always really awesome. And then going to travel to different places, getting to show off the jet to people that may have never even seen the F-35 fly, and then get to perform in an air show is something that most people don't get the experience to do, so I feel really lucky for that.
Absolutely. Major Wolf, thanks for joining us today. It's been great getting to watch you perform and perform for the fans watching us today.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, that has been the 2021 F-35A demonstration team live stream. I'd like to thank everyone that joined us. Be sure to check us out on social media at F-35 demonstration team, and shoot us messages. We always answer DMs if we can. Come find us at air shows this year. We're traveling to some states that we haven't been to yet, so we're super excited about that and putting on a good show for you guys.